In this video, I'm going to be giving you my biggest tips with regards to affiliate marketing. Whether you're new, you're a beginner, whether you've been struggling, whether you've had some success in the past and you're no longer getting success with affiliate marketing, these tips are going to be great, and this is going to be the video for you. So before we get started, if you enjoy this video, all that I ask is that you jump across to the channel and see whether there's any other videos on the channel that you think are going to help you further, which I genuinely believe that there probably are a couple that are congruent with the message that we're going to be discussing today. So please just jump across and check that out. So as I say, we're talking about tips for affiliate marketing that I believe everybody needs to get on board with and utilize. So the first tip is find a mentor and replicate what they're doing. Okay, find a mentor and replicate what they're doing, because generally people that are successful, they're successful because they're doing something right. Seems pretty simple. It's a very simple and straightforward piece of advice. Okay, but a lot of people don't do that. What they try to do is they try to reinvent the wheel. Okay, they look at what's happening and think, well, there can't be space for me to do exactly the same. Okay, so I need to do something completely different. And the problem with that is that's, it's untested. It's untested. And when you're new, you possibly don't have the time or the resources to test all these things out. But the people that have had incredible success, the super affiliates, they've got those resources. They've had those resources, and they've worked out what happened, what works, whether it's the right products, whether it's the right content, whether it's the right sales material, whether it's the traffic sources, all these sorts of things people have worked out. Okay, so find a mentor. Now, you don't have to be directly in contact with them. You just have to study what they are doing. Find your favorite mentor, whoever that may be, and replicate, or try and replicate to the best of your ability. Okay, so this is the sort of thing that we teach over and over again. Okay, so in the description link, I'll put a link to one of the products that we've done, which is all about that. And if you want to check that out, do so. If you don't, just keep going and join, or keep going and be ready to receive all the other tips. Okay. So the next one, tip 2, is to be consistent. Be consistent, okay, with whatever you're doing, and don't quit at the first hurdle, because this is what a lot of people do. This is why I said at the start, this is a great video for people that have had a bit of success and then they don't have success now, right? And generally what that is because they quit the first sign of it not going quite right, or they just didn't keep doing what was working, okay? So it's really important to be consistent, to keep trying, keep working on, keep, if you've got a traffic source, you're building that, continue to build it. Don't just spend 1 week on it and then, let that traffic source just collapse because you can't be bothered. Imagine if you keep that consistency, the compound effect. You keep, just say it's a YouTube channel, for example, you keep putting videos onto that channel every single week. There's going to be more potential videos for people to see, to get into your ecosystem, and then drive, get through to products that you're promoting, your sales funnels, whatever it may be. Okay, the more that you do, the more potential there is. But it can be whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could be if you're driving paid traffic, or anything it is. Be consistent with what you're doing. Be consistent with the promotions that you're doing. If you're doing email marketing, be consistent, and be consistent with content creation, because, the consistent approach is going to reap rewards. Pretty self-evident, right? So the next one, and this is actually a big one. invest the time. Invest the time. Okay. So a lot of people's mindsets when they get into affiliate marketing is that they're going to do that and then they're going to get loads of money. They're going to be really successful. And all they had to do was that. They just pressed once. They didn't do anything. They didn't come back and, be consistent. Like I just said in the last tip, invest time. And what I say over and over and over again, in lots of videos and trainings that I've done in the past, people will say, I don't have the time. I'm already working a full-time job. I've got to look after the kids. I've got, there'll be all manner of reasons. Okay. Reasons why. Okay. But the truth is that we all have time. We all have responsibilities. We all have things to do. We all have, work or whatever. But there's always time to work on something that is going to be beneficial to you. Okay. Whether it's getting up a little bit earlier, can you get up 30 minutes earlier than you already do? Can you utilize your lunch break? Can you utilize other periods of time when you're, essentially relaxing or doing whatever? Can you find that? Can you find 30 minutes every single day? 3.5 hours per week, 3.5 hours per week. That's 14 hours a month. I think most people, I would say 99.9% of people can find that amount of time. And when you think about it, if you think about that as 14 hours in a month, a lot can be done. A lot can be done in 14 hours. Because if you think about it, that might be let's just say the average, might be 2 days, 2 full working days of work, that you found just by shaving a little bit of time here. Invest that time, in whatever activity it might be prepared to invest that time. Don't make excuses that you don't have the time, because everybody can shave off a little bit of time and find that time to invest in themselves, right? So the next one is keep learning. Keep learning. Things change. Just in the last couple of years, things have changed. Traffic sources have changed. Just think of things like TikTok. Whether you like TikTok, whether you've looked at it, whatever. And a couple of years ago, that wasn't even a thing. No one was really into it. And not just TikTok, short, real videos, 30-second videos. That wasn't really a thing. Okay. These traffic sources, social media, it's an evolving world. But not only that, the types of products that are being sold are changed. The way that, affiliate, creators of products, they're creating different products. Okay. So it's well worth continuing to learn. Like we always say, every day is a school day, because it is. Every day you've got the ability to learn something new. Okay. But what I also always what I always recommend to people to do is to just learn generally. It doesn't actually have to be about affiliate marketing. Just keep that brain ticking over every single day. Keep it, flexible, so to speak. Keep it working to an optimal level, so that when you do focus on your affiliate marketing campaigns, whatever, you're sharp. You're ready to spot things. Just you're looking at other people's adverts or whatever, all these sorts of things. You're ready to evaluate them and then replicate them in your own business. Okay, so the next one. Now this one's a big one. This one's actually quite a big one, right? Don't be afraid to fail. Okay, this kind of also goes back to like being consistent and not quitting at the first hurdle. Okay, but don't be afraid to fail. Okay, because not everyone is going to create a campaign and it be a success day one. Some people they will. Some people will need 2, 3, 4, 5 campaigns before they even get any traction whatsoever, because they didn't do something right. They made a mistake along the way, whether it was their fault or not. It could be that just the day that they did it, it was not right. And we've had it in the past where we've created products, we've launched it, and for one reason or other, we've launched that product on a day that just didn't work. Whether it was because that we just weren't aware of, national holidays or whatever in different parts of the world. We were naive to think that it wouldn't make a difference. These things happen, okay? And you learn from it, and you don't do it again. You don't do it the next time, or you learn a traffic source, you see what's happening, and you smell what's selling. I love that phrase, you smell what's selling, which I saw on The Apprentice. Lord Alan Sugar said it once, right? So, you see what's working, and then you replicate that, right? And that's kind of like the opposite. So you have these mistakes and you learn from them so that you don't do it the next time. Okay. You're building your arsenal of knowledge and experience, because no one's successful in day one. No one goes, right, I'm going to do this today and tomorrow I'm going to be the best. Just doesn't happen. Just doesn't happen. Okay. So you need to have these experiences, because then they become part of you. Okay. Those failures, they become part of you. They spur you on. They give you the motivation, but they also give you that experience to, when you're helping others, to show them your mistakes and say, you don't want to do this because this doesn't work. Let's do this. Right. So just don't be afraid to fail, because, if you're afraid to fail, you will give up and you'll never get here. And, a lot of time, success can be like this, in one line all the way across, and then right at the end, boom, you nail it. You absolutely nail it, right? We'll move on to another tip. This is an interesting tip for people that are struggling, people that are new, right? And it's to follow your passion. Follow your passion, okay? So in affiliate marketing, there's two ways. You can either replicate something that is a definite winner, okay? And we know that we've got, health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, all these sorts of things. They're golden, and they're never really going to go out of fashion, because people are always going to have problems and desires within those categories, okay? And they're going to want help. They're going to, be interested in them, okay? But, so for some people, it will just feel too alien to jump into those subject matters without really having the knowledge. And, that's where, going back to what we said at the start about finding mentors and replicating them, not reinventing the wheel, being consistent, investing the time at learning, you get to those points. But if you want to try and semi-skip that, you can try and do campaigns with regards to passions and interests that you actually have. Okay? Because if you go with passions that you have, you're more likely to stick with it. Okay? Now, it might be more difficult because that passion or interest is more niche. Okay? But it's going to keep you more interested in it, even if you continue to fail. Okay? Because you're going to be more interested in it. You're going to be have more fun. All these sorts of things. Okay? So there's those two ways about it. And that's one thing to think about. Right? Now, the penultimate tip is that this is a business. And it should be a business for you, and you should treat it like it. So you want to be serious, and you want to do all the things I've said. Let me repeat again, invest in the time, learning, doing everything correctly. It isn't, it's not all fun and games, because ultimately you are trying to reach a goal. Okay. You're trying to reach a goal. So you should be professional about everything you do. Okay. Professional about everything you do. And what that means is you need to have the right tools. Okay. So a lot of people will try and do things for free, or they'll try and work out crazy ways of doing things. Right. And as I said at the start, find a mentor, see what they're doing, and replicate what they're doing. Okay. And they will be doing certain things and utilizing certain tools for a very specific reason. And the reason generally is it works. It's successful. It's going to help them. It's going to 10x something. And think about that, you know, when you're trying to replicate. Don't try and as I said just a few moments ago about reinventing the wheel. Don't think, well, I can see that's working, right? And I know that they're working and I could do that. Instead of that, I'm going to do something that is like 1% of that because I don't want to do this. I don't want to go there. I don't want to try this. I don't want to have this product, right? Think about that, okay? Now we're going to end with one tip, and this is the biggest tip. This is the biggest tip and the biggest point of anything, and it's the one that people generally fail on immediately, okay? And this tip is short and sweet, and the tip is start. Because if you don't start, you'll never be successful. You'll never achieve, you know, you'll never know, you'll never learn, you'll never grow, you'll never work things out, you'll never fail. Okay? All the things that we've discussed, you will never experience. Okay? So you've got no chance, of reaching your goal if you don't start. So think about that. I hope that these tips have been useful. Okay? I think there was 7 or 8 maybe. I can't remember how many we went through. I really hope they were useful because they are the golden nuggets of affiliate marketing. They are tips that everyone needs to take on board, and if you do, you've got a much better chance of being successful. And that's what I want to impart on you today. So if you've enjoyed this video, you know, you can give it a thumbs up. That's always good. And you know, subscribe to the channel as always. Check it out. See if there's any other videos that are congruent with it. There's loads of videos that are like this, that have lots of good information, lots of tutorials, lots of other resources that I use. So make sure that you check out those videos as well, because it'll put a little smile on my little cheeky face. So good luck, and we'll see you in another video real soon.